Welcome to Startup Office Hours. I'm Scott Fox, live coming to you from Southern California. It's lunchtime here, so I've turned on the camera in my office to help you advance your startup company. You've got dreams about changing the world, raising some money, making a difference, hopefully, and we're here to help you. I run the Startup Council. Startupcouncil.org is a website, a community service that we started several years ago after my decades-long career as a serial startup founder and now mostly an angel investor. And we're trying to help you move your startup farther, faster, and forward. Usually, this involves raising some money. So we'll be talking about all different kinds of startups today, but especially those that are looking for venture capital or angel investors to accelerate their growth. That's my specialty, and we're here today to help you with your questions and to practice your pitches, and we'll give you free, helpful feedback, both from me and from people from all over the world. I'll be turning on the chat room in just a second, and we'll be inviting everybody in to share where you're from, maybe your LinkedIn profile, or however you'd like to be in touch, and of course, your feedback. I don't have all the answers here. I'm just here to help sort of convene the party and have you all contribute and help each other. And that's really our goal at startupcouncil.org, is to help you. We're trying to help everybody connect and move up a level up, right? I came from fairly modest means, and I've managed to work my way over to the other side of the table from being a founder without any connections or money or expertise. And these days, well, it took 20, 30 years, but I'm on the other side of the table. I'm here offering advice to you based on my years of experience, and we're hoping to help you learn how to raise money better so that you can build your dreams, accelerate all your plans, and reach out to customers, build some money, and then hopefully, like I said, do some good in the world and then give back to the community as well. If we haven't met before, I'm Scott Fox. I'm the CEO of the Startup Council, as I mentioned. I've been at this for a long time, and I've been working on helping people like this for many years. I've written these 3 books. These 3 in the middle are in English, and starting way back in 2006. And the others are foreign translations, Russian and Turkish and Japanese, Polish, Vietnamese, and so forth. So if you're here today because you've read one of my books, that's great. We're happy to have you here. And we'll be taking, this session is mostly in English, of course, but we'll be happy to help you in English if you want to enter into the chat room. I'm going to turn that on and help you figure out how to participate here in our little forum. We'll be here for an hour and a half or so, and we've got a bunch of people sent in questions, and we're looking for questions from you from the chat room as well. But let's turn on the chat, and everybody, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. Just say where you are and what brought you here today. And also, I'd just love to know, are we working? This is supposed to be live on LinkedIn Live and Facebook and YouTube and Blog Talk Radio. So if you are in any of those formats or platforms, please let me know if you can hear me. It looks like Benjamin is here, and that looks like a YouTube. Yeah, and Lise as well, and Mickey from Oklahoma. Good, nice to meet you. Okay, looks like we're off to the races. So it sounds like you can hear me also, which is always a key factor of these sessions. So if anybody from LinkedIn, is LinkedIn working? Somebody say hello. There we go, Adam. Okay, good. That's good on LinkedIn. Okay, so here's how this works. We're going to take your questions, like I said, questions and pitches, and try to make the most of our time together. And I hope you all participate in the chat room as well. Go ahead and talk to each other. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I'm just the hosting the party, as it were. So together, we're going to have you help each other, and I will toss in my opinions, of course, as well, because I've been doing this a long time. And we're going to invite some of our friends who are backstage already as well to come on camera, and those are people who applied early. And just a quick housekeeping note. So the people backstage, which looks like Traynard and Julia and Sean and Alex and Few and Almajd, you guys are in a separate chat room, and that's cool, but you're just talking to each other. So if you want to be in the major chat room, then you have to go over to YouTube or LinkedIn, okay? Because this is like the backstage and then the general audience, right? And those of you who keep asking, how do you get backstage? Well, backstage is full already, so you have to register for that in advance and get here early and hit the right URL. And especially the folks that get priority are those who have listings, who have come and participated. We built a service for you called National Startups Directory. Let me put that up on the screen so you can find it. Yeah, today, National Startups Directory. So this is a directory that we're building so that you all can post your startups so that investors like me can find them. So there isn't like a phone book, right? Remember there used to be phone books? Well, there's no phone book really for startups. So this is a service, and as you can see, there's a code there on the screen, SOHS Viewer. You can sign up for free. There's no money involved. After a year, you'll put in a couple bucks because we have costs, right? Just got to cover the cost. I try not to lose money doing this. And those folks who are listed there get priority in terms of their questions and pitches and so forth. Okay, that's how we're trying to build this flywheel to help all of you. And I should point out that that's one of many services we're building here at startupcouncil.org. You should actually even more so go over to startupcouncil.org. There's seven different seven different free newsletters for you. We're trying to help you find investors. We have service providers like attorney referrals and things like that. There's an event calendar, even if you don't live in San Francisco, or New York or London. There's events going on all over the world. We have a calendar for that, all kinds of different things trying to help all of you. Because I used to be you. I used to be a founder, and I really struggled. And it took me a long time to learn the ins and outs of this. And so today we're talking about how you can accelerate your success, and we'll get you up to the next level as well. So I want to welcome everybody in the chat room. Let me just hit a couple disclaimers here, right? We have this is not qualified legal or financial advice. I am licensed in a couple different ways, but that's not what we're doing today. You need to consult your own professional advisors because every situation is different. And this session is being recorded online. Like I said, we're on many different platforms, and this will be replayed. So if you're in the chat room or live on camera with me in a couple moments, happy to hear everything you've got to say. Just don't say anything too confidential or anything stupid because this is being recorded. So happy to have you here. And by the way, if you're watching this replay later, there's lots of these replays on YouTube and LinkedIn and everywhere across the web. And if you have questions later, you can follow up. Watch the old ones, the old sessions, I mean, and you can post questions there, or me or my team will try to answer you and help you. This honestly, what we're trying to do is help you. So that's our agenda today, is helping you guys. Okay, so let's just say hi to everybody in the chat room, and then I'm going to get going in the back room and inviting some of our friends on camera. So there's, let's see here. So Georgian Erico from Huntington Beach, that's local near me. Paulina Blobfish. Oh, Paulina, okay, so you looks like you are on YouTube. You wrote in, and this is a perfect example. Paulina, I would love to hear your pitch. She wrote in early, and she listed her startup on National Startups Directory, but I can't hear your pitch if you're over here, Paulina. You need to be in the back room. So unless you're back there at the same time, which I would think would be difficult to do because you'd have to have like 2 webcams and all that kind of thing. So I'm not sure how I'm going to see you, Paulina, but I'll be happy to reach you if you can. By the way, if you're on YouTube, if you're not already, might want to subscribe to us on YouTube. youtube.com/ScottFox. Okay, so Ketan. Hey, Ketan, nice to see you. And there's Ketan. He's putting in his LinkedIn address. That's a good idea. Ketan's a regular attendee. And same thing with you, Ketan. You couldn't get backstage, I guess. So the link, Adam, the links are in all the emails we send. Yes, we are pretty good about that, I think. So just read the emails a little more closely. They're posted publicly. Kenny, hi, Kenny. And Andre. Hey, Andre, nice to see you. And Zhen Zhao is checking in from Seattle. And James Brett from Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas yesterday, James. My flight got canceled. I spent the night in Las Vegas unexpectedly. So sometimes the things that happen in Vegas, you really do want to forget. That was an accident. I just got back last night after an unexpected vacation there. Kenny and Kristen, okay, on YouTube from LA. Excellent. Lisa from Hartford, welcome to you. Tahar from an Army officer veteran. Okay, from San Diego. Excellent. Cool. Wendy, Orange County, nearby. And let's see, Paulina, I said hello to her. Zhen Zhao from Seattle. Okay, well, that's everybody for the moment, it looks like, but more people coming in. And oh, by the way, invite your friends. That's the other thing we're going to do here. I do this online publicly because I try to help as many people as we can. Like I keep saying, I don't have all the answers. So the more people that participate in this, the more that we can, you'll get better answers, right? This is like crowdsourcing expertise, essentially. So come on in and tell your friends right now. We'll be here for an hour or so. And if they have questions or want to meet other people, go ahead and reach out. And LinkedIn user says, I only live 8 minutes from the airport. Thank you. Well, the airline put us up at one of the casinos. It was fine. But yeah, thank you for that offer, LinkedIn user. Next time, log in with your real name. I'd be happy to chat. Okay, so I think we're about ready to get going here. So yeah, tell your friends and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and sorry, I have a bunch of marks I need to hit here. And yeah, okay. And if you want to comment on LinkedIn or YouTube, that's how you get over in the chat room over here. and then I will feature those over here as we discuss them, and we'll go through them together. Okay. And if you are on LinkedIn, actually, please follow us. We're trying to build the audience there again so we can help you with these free events. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the web. I'm going to turn on the webcams, and I'm going to bring a bunch of people in here. And those of you who are backstage are going to get inside. And I have a request for you, and that is, if you have a pitch or a question, that's awesome. If you don't, then we're going to ask you to leave so that people with questions and so forth can get backstage, right? And you can go over and watch, no problem. Just go over to youtube.com/Scott Fox or to LinkedIn Live or Facebook, etc. Okay, so let's see who's with us backstage. I'm going to turn off the chat room for a minute to give us a little more space. And backstage folks, okay, who we got here? So backstage, okay, so here is Sean and Ketan and Few, I guess you say Few, and let's see, and who else we got here? Alex and Almajd, and got a full house today. May, you got to turn on your camera if you want to join us. Nataraj, Julia, and Trey Nard. Okay, and there's May. Okay, cool. What a good-looking group here we have. Hey, everybody. I'm trying to figure out. Here we go. Let's do it like this, and we can see everybody at once. Okay, everybody say hi. There we go. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. And we're going to talk through the questions and pitches you have today. But to do that, I'd like to run through just 5 seconds from each of you. I don't need the whole pitch or the whole question. I just want to put them in some kind of order, right, so that they make sense. So I'm going to unmute each of you or call on you and just tell me, like, whatever, my name is John, and I'd like to ask about raising money, or something like that. Just real quick, okay? So let's go with Sean. You were here early. How about what's on your mind today, Sean? Is he talking? I don't see him.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Nope. I think you need to unmute. There we go.
Are you
What's your question or comment today, Sean?
able to hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
my question is about social media.
Okay. That was very succinct. What's a little more than that? Okay. Did you want to pitch then, or do you just have a question?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Which one?
I have a pitch.
A pitch. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, we will come back to you in a couple minutes. Thank you. And then, Ketan, how about you? Nice to see you.
Yep.
Got to unmute, my friend.
Hey, Scott. Hi.
There we
I
go.
guess I'm audible.
Yes.
It's really late here in India, but
yes,
it's always amazing seeing you on the screen.
Well, thanks for staying up late. So did you want to practice your pitch again?
I am here for a pitch. It's a new pitch, so you might be interested in this.
Great. Okay, great. Well, good to see you. And then let's go on to who's next here. It looks like Few. I'm probably saying your name wrong. Few?
Hi, yes.
Hi.
Pew, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to ask some questions about transferring company to US and something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I want to practice some ideas.
Okay, and pitch also.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Nice to see you. And then let's see. How about Alex? Which one is Alex?
Hi guys. I would like to practice my pitch, and looking for feedback for potential investors and any kind of networking.
Okay, great. Alex, there's a lot of background noise, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to let you pitch unless you can move somewhere quieter. Or if that's you. Hold on. Let me make sure it's you or not. Yeah, that's you, unfortunately. So happy to, maybe you can put it in the chat or something.
I will move in right now, so there will be less noise.
Okay, good enough. All right, we'll come back to you. Okay, and then some other new faces here. Well, May, what's on your mind today, May? Nice to see you. I think you're muted, May.
Is it better? Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Scott. And I really appreciate you doing this for the whole startup community, and then happen to be able to help some founders to find investors. So I guess I have a general question, which is I recently find out it was both challenge for investors and also founders as well. It's
Uh-huh.
also called the founder market fit. So I'd love to hear your comments about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Founder market fit. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So that's more of a question. Okay, good. Nice to see you. And then how about sorry, this is hard to manage all these at the same time. Almajd. Well, what's on your
Yeah.
mind, Almajd?
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here and speaking with you. So I live in Germany, Berlin, and I finished developing my AI software. I'm an AI engineer, and my question is, like it's a two-part questions. One is if I want to get a patent for this software, and I don't have enough money for this, so how can I ask an investor to do this? And the other one is also I want to build my own startup, so I will ask for funding also. This is my other question.
Okay, great. Well, those are good starting questions. So we'll get to you pretty quickly, I think, because everybody's got those kind of questions. So nice to meet you. Guten Tag. Okay, so then what left we've got here? Who? Come on, you. They make the scroll bars so small on these things, man. Okay, there we go. Traynard. Hi, Traynard. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Scott. It's nice meeting you. I had a question about. I just started my business and I've been getting into like ads and basically advertising my business. And I just wanted to know like what would be a good route to start out with before investing in so many different avenues.
In terms of marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about that for a minute. Good. Where are you calling from?
Las Vegas.
Vegas. Okay. As you heard, I was just there last night, yesterday. Okay. And Julia. Hey, Julia. Nice to see you.
Hey, Scott. Nice to see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Nice to see you again. I'm in Riverside right now, California, but I'm based in Huntington Beach, California.
Okay.
So I'm building an event services marketplace, and I've been bootstrapping for 4 years now. And now we're at a point where we want to scale, and we're getting a lot of momentum. I'm meeting a lot of investors, and so I just want to learn like how to start the fundraising process. We want to start fundraising next year, and I'm really brand spanking new to fundraising. And so just wanting to know how to tell my story too.
Excellent. Okay. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Our last gentleman here is Nataraj.
Yeah.
Hey, Nataraj.
Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you. I'm a founder and CEO of Igron Bio. I'm looking for Biotech investors, and I'm interested in pitching.
Okay. Perfect. And where are you located?
I'm in Riverside County, Murrieta, but my lab is in San Diego.
Oh, okay. So you're nearby. All right. Great. Yeah. All right. Well, nice to see everybody. So there we have a, let's see here. So let's do this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we'll turn the chat back on. And okay. So give me just a second and let me figure out what order we should do this in. So we have some talented people. And the idea here is that, we're going to have those folks ask their questions or do their pitches, and then they'll leave the backstage so some of the rest of you can come in, because I know some of the people like Paulina and stuff RSVP'd and would like to hear that pitch as well. So, okay. So pitch. Okay, Alex needed to fix his mic. So May had a question. Amjad had a good question. Okay, trainer art of ads. Pitching. Okay, so I'm thinking Amjad. Let's talk about that. Let's go find Amjad again. Sorry, let me just hit the chat room. What are we? Anything on fire over there? Okay, good luck, everyone, says Kenny. That's very nice. Okay, James. Okay, struggling to connect. Okay, yeah, we'll come back through some of those. Yep. Okay, I think, yeah, we're nothing on fire there. Okay. Next, so I said Amjad, right? Is that who I said? Let's see here. Where'd Amjad go? There he is. Okay. Yes. Okay,
Hey.
Amjad. It's me and you.
It's me and you again. Hello.
All right. Okay, so give us still a quick version, but a little longer than what you did. Tell me what's up, and we'll try to help you. And again, everybody in the chat room, please listen and offer him suggestions as well. Go ahead, Amjad.
Sure. So I was building for moreover than 7 months a software for like in area computer vision, and also integrating it with architect software such as like 3ds Max and SketchUp and Blender, in order to enhance the presentations for the 3D models that Architects has. And also there is a version for also other general presentations, such as PowerPoint presentations and everything, using the mouse movement, mouse cursor movement, and also detecting the buttons on the screen. So like I was really confident that it is a really good solution, although it was like I thought about it, if I do now show it to investors and everybody, it will be a little bit tough because it can be copied with a good team better than me.
Yes.
I'm honest about this. And at the same time, also, I was asking about the fundraising because I'm working alone in my team now. I had a co-founder, but I couldn't depend on him in this area. And yeah, so here I am. I wanted to work also as a freelancer in order to get a fund for this, but I thought about it. It will take a lot of my time, so I need guidance in this area.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, you too. All right, so I'm going to talk for a couple minutes, and you can wave your hand if I go off track. And everybody in the chat room, I think a lot of you are in this situation, right? I know I was multiple times in my life. You've got an idea, you're moving forward, but how do you get the resources to expand on it and build it? So totally legit question. That's why I do this. Happy to meet you. Okay, so lots of things to unpack there. And obviously this could be an hour-long strategy call too, right? But that's not what we're doing today. We just kind of drew this quickly. So let's hit some quick things. I don't think investors are going to give you money. You mentioned patents before. I don't think anybody's going to invest in you to give you money to patent it. These days, and I could be wrong, right? I don't know the German market, but everything I hear is that Europe is more conservative than the States, not less, right? So here in the United States, I don't think anybody would do that. So I'm guessing probably not in Germany either, unfortunately. It's so easy to do what you have done. And I don't mean what you've done, because you've done, sounds like some pretty cool stuff. You must have to be a smart guy with a serious engineering background. But it's so easy to start something these days that starting it alone isn't really enough, to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth here. This is not what you're going to want to hear. I don't think anybody's going to invest because you're one guy with a cool idea, and I haven't heard anything about customers or revenue. And so many people have ideas that people like me are flooded with ideas, and we just don't have to take the risk. We can wait until people have found some customers and have revenue. So I don't know you. I don't want to offend you. I'm trying to help. I think you're being unrealistic. If you've spent 7 months on this, you need to find some other people, or you really need to talk to customers, or who is going to buy this. Because what investors want to see isn't the idea or to know that you're a genius, because you probably are, but we want to know is how we're going to make money. And at least in what you said initially, I didn't hear anything about money. I heard about some cool products for which you have a supply, but what investors need to hear about is the demand. Have you done any outreach to customers or clients, or is anybody offering to pay for this?
Yes, actually, like there are some customers and they want to invest in it, but like I can give them for free for 2 months. But was my idea. Like if I gave them, some of them will, I don't know, expand or spread about the software, and it can be copied. So that's why I wanted to make a patent. But there is a lot of customers, and it also was built based on the feedback of the architect. So
good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Amjad's sake, I take back what I
Almost,
said.
yeah.
But it applies to the rest of you. Don't forget this stuff. You got to talk to customers. Don't just sit by yourself and build something. I don't care how smart you are. You could cure cancer, but without customer demand that proves it, investors are not going to be interested. So you got to talk to customers. So anyway, he already did that. So moving on. Good job, man. Okay, so then you're more worried. I see. So you're in the market already. Is anybody actually paying, or they're just offering? You're kind of almost there.
They're offering, like they're ready to pay, but I told them it's not ready yet, and now I am ready. To be honest, I did finish the MVP,
Yeah.
and I can say I can pitch it and show it and give them like a I don't know,
I
sponsor.
see. Okay, I get it. So, all right. So you're at that point where it's ready to go, but you're afraid of it leaking and getting copied is really the issue. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
true.
happens a lot, and so there's a couple things. Yes, a patent may work. That's a good idea. Uh, if it's there's two versions of this. A patent is a thing everybody I presume knows, but a patent is a legal filing basically that says this is our thing. Nobody can copy it. The problem is a lot of patents are, if you look at the thing, you can kind of think like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll do it just a little bit different enough that it doesn't violate the patent, and they copy you anyway, right? So there's that. So a lot of times people keep their secret thing as a trade secret. They don't file the patent, because once you file a patent, it's published publicly what you're doing. So sometimes people just keep it a secret. And the classic example, of course, is Coca-Cola, right? They have this secret formula that nobody knows. And if they had published, they might have gotten a patent on it 150 years ago or whenever they started. But if it was a patent, then it would have been released, right? So there's two strategies there. You might think about the trade secret thing. Since your product is so visual, I'm guessing that once they see it, they kind of understand it. So the patent may not be what you even need. Again, I don't know. This is not legal advice. You should talk to a patent attorney, especially in Germany or in the States or whatever markets you're targeting, to figure out if that is a worthwhile time and money for you. And in between that we do here in the United States, and again, I don't know German law, is that people will file an initial patent, like a cheap and dirty version, and then at least they can say patent pending, even though they haven't done the full thing, which takes years and tens of thousands of dollars. And there may be an in-between like that you could get by with as a bootstrap founder. Like, we have a patent pending, and at least it sounds like you have something, even though you don't really have much. And that can be enough to, defend your proprietary ideas a little bit. Am I making sense? Is this helpful?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just go another minute here, and of course, everybody, thank you. I see a bunch of stuff coming into the chat room as well. So later, Jad, you should go back and watch this on YouTube and read all the people are talking to you. So,
and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the money again, or what was I going to say? The patent. Oh, okay. So confidentiality is tough, but you got to do it. I mean, there's no other answer, right? There is no good answer, and in my experience, what differentiates a company is not usually the initial idea or even the expression in the software or the detailed business plan. It's how you execute. So I know that's kind of like a religious belief. You just got to have faith that you are going to not just have the idea, but you are going to out execute anybody that copies it. And that's just the world we live in. And in most cases, you could hand me everything and everything written down, and I would take it, and I would still go in some different way, because I'm not you, right? I don't know the market. I don't know the customers. So usually, and I don't know if this is true for you, but usually the fear of copying is more than it's worth, because you don't have an alternative. You got to go. You got to get this stuff out there, or you're never going to make any money, right? So some in-betweens, again, you need a lawyer, is you can have customers sign like an NDA or, proprietary information agreement that they won't tell anybody, or, whatever. But it's going to get out eventually. So you can delay a few months, and that may be enough, or even years, but you're going to have to go to market. So you got to just kind of get over it, is my advice. Again, not the right answer, but an answer. And I really think you need an attorney who really knows this stuff. And are you thinking of marketing in Germany, or is this a US or UK, or where are you going?
So initially in Germany,
Okay.
and maybe after some, I don't know, years internationally, or I don't know, until I meet also a marketing product manager, co-founder. I'm not that good in marketing.
Yeah, fair enough. So, okay, so I was going to say, if it's US, I can introduce you to people, because I know a lot of attorneys, actually all of you. If you need venture capital attorneys or intellectual property attorneys, that's one of the things we do at the Startup Council. Happy to connect you with people that are really good and are specialized in this stuff. Because what you don't want is your cousin who's a lawyer who really does personal injury cases, or your sister who's a divorce lawyer, and they're just going to help you. That will just mess you up. Don't do that. Find somebody who really knows this stuff. And I think you got to do it. And I think you need a co-founder, or at least a partner, because again, investors won't invest in a single founder these days either, because it's a single point of failure, right? You get sick and suddenly the company goes away. It's just not good business for us. It's too risky. So they don't necessarily need to be an equal partner, but you probably need a couple other bodies to make you look like a company. Of course, and we'll move on to the next person, but the answer to all of this is growth and revenues. If you can do all this by yourself with or without patents, and you can start making 10, 50, whatever, 1,000 euros a month, investors will be very interested, and they won't care if you're by yourself or you have a patent, right? This is all about the money. So if you can get yourself to, we call that traction, right? If you can start demonstrating some kind of traction, you'll be okay. But in the classic case, you probably need a co-founder, you probably want a patent, you want all this other stuff, but the customer interaction is what you really need. So I would switch. I'm working on a new book, and I'm talking about this a lot. You know about the 80-20 rule? Like, 80% of results come from 20% of the effort. So many founders, and like you maybe as well, I don't know you, but so many founders spend 80% of the time on the product and 20% on the outreach. You need to flip that. You got to spend 80% of the time on the outreach. Figure out who all those relationships are, because the best way to lock this down is for the day you launch it to already have 50 paying customers signed, right? And then you're good, right?
That's
so you flip the ratio. Stop worrying about the product features and your roadmap and the minimum viable product and all that stuff. Develop the market. Okay, that was too long anyway, but I hope that's helpful.
Thank you very much. And also I will contact you. Maybe also I will take advantage of the connections you can introduce.
Okay,
it will be a pleasure. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. So Almajd's exactly the kind of guy we want to help. Smart guy, doing stuff, kind of new to the marketplace, right? But he's got some cool stuff, right? That sounds very cool. So let me see. Let me mention, actually, because you mentioned contacting me. I don't do much private work anymore. I try to help everybody at the same time. But if you want to, you can come. There's a page on scottfox.com about working with me. You can book a private call with me, or I'll review your pitch deck or your website, that kind of stuff. But we have to charge money for that, right? So it's literally one-to-one, and I just don't have enough time to do that unless we charge money. I can't manage my schedule otherwise. But if that's helpful to you, as it might be to Almajd, I'm happy to do it if you want to sign up. So that's there. Is that the same one? No, here we go. Yeah, so we'll actually do video reviews of your deck if you want to send me your deck. And these are the more specific links. And privatecoachingcalls.com. You can tell I've been doing this a long time. I actually have the URLs for both of those, right? So businessplanreviews.com or privatecoachingcalls.com. I'd be happy to work with you if you can fit it into my schedule. Okay, so let's go on to our next one. That was Amjad. And I hope that was helpful to you. Let me know in the chat room if that was why you're here. Hopefully that is. Let's see. Spot on. The focus is on how the solution can go to market. Yep. Thank you, Tajar. And James is putting his LinkedIn there. That's good. Good. What else we got here? Okay, Julia. Yeah, good. Can talk to Julia. Kenny. Good. Yep. Advice on how to proceed with startup. Good traction. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Well, I can't read all those. That's good. You guys are doing it. All right. So let's go on to our next person. So let's talk about, let's do a pitch, right? Let's mix this up a little bit, and then we'll do some more questions. So I think top of the list, Ketan, I know it's the middle of the night for you. Are you still here? Yeah, he is. Let's put Ketan on, because he's in Bangalore, India, folks. So this is commitment. This is startup hustle.
Totally agree, Scott. So you need to wake up at nights to grow your startup. That's really true, and I'm experiencing it right now.
There you go.
Anyways,
exactly. Well, let me tell people how this works, because I know you've done it before. So generally what we do here is a minute or 2 minute pitch, like 2 minutes top, and just verbal. We can't do slides and all that because it'll just, it'll mess up. We'll lose each other basically. So 2 minute pitch or less. And at the end, I will give my feedback, and all of you too, please. We're not gonna, you can ask questions of what you think he missed. Like, we don't have time to debate the business model. I don't even know what he's going to talk about, right? So I don't know that. But what we're going to try to do is help on the style or things that were left out, that kind of stuff, and give him a couple minutes of feedback. And we'll do several of those over the next hour, okay? All right. So Ketan, all yours.
Cool. Hi guys. This is Ketan Janai. I'm co-founder and CEO of Amilo AI. So we are transforming how social media influencers, particularly medical professions, monetize their audience. Okay, with minimal ad spend, we are already generating 1 million views per doctor from 0 followers each month, from the first month, resulting in 600 hot leads per doctor. So we have understood this problem. Creating content, managing multiple platforms, and converting engagement into monetizable opportunities can be a very difficult job for the influencers as well as the newbies. especially for the medical professionals, because they don't have a lot of time. They have very less time treating patients and all. They often struggle to manage their audience efficiently while developing a profitable digital product. So it's very difficult for them to monetize their audience and product and develop a product on their own. So at Amilo AI, we are building an AI-enabled platform designed to the simplicity of the content creation and monetization process for influencers. With one-click onboarding process, influencers can seamlessly upload their content across multiple platforms. Our platform automatically analyzes audience data to generate tailored content suggestions, boosting relevance, engagement, and as well as helping them in overall productivity. So main concern for influencers on Instagram is the monetization part. So beyond content creation, our platform gives us a step further by helping influencers create and sell customizable digital products. Okay, so which can, for example, let us take one of our doctor. He's a diabetologist. So diabetic reversal program is a wonderful digital product for him, and we help him to analyze his all audience and create a digital product for him. So this is how we also help in the monetization part. And for the lead generation part, our platform also uses CTA automation. If anyone of you don't know what is a CTA, it's a call to action. So whenever you see a Instagram video, there will be click yes in the comment box. You'll receive a deliverable that actually captures your lead. So which captures we capture the leads directly from the comments, maximizing both engagement as well as the conversations. So this is for the traction part. We have already, as I already said, we have seen incredible success, already reaching 1 million views per month from scratch, generating 600 hot leads. We are at 2 lakh rupees MMR, monthly recurring income, okay, recurring revenue. That's approximate 2,000 US dollars, and we are at a growth of 50% revenue every month. So for this particular pitch, I'm seeking $250,000 for 5% equity to scale our platform. We need some expertise data scientists and a few more tool subscriptions for this particular amount we are investing in. And as we are a bootstrap company, your investment will really help us to scale. So this was a small pitch. This was what I wanted to say. And definitely we have tested the product and it's market fit.
Excellent. Well, that was very good. Very good. I'm taking notes, but I don't have any real complaints. Very nice. Some people are asking to type into the chat or say the name again slowly, because if you and I type, it'll be in the backstage chat. What's the name of the company?
It's Amilo AI.
How do you spell that though? AMILO
AI. So previously I was telling you about my mentorship company, but right now, well,
AMILO. I put that in. Okay. Yeah. So last time you pitched it was totally different. It was human resources sort of thing, right? This is exciting. Okay. So here's my feedback, and there's a bunch in the chat room as well. Very nicely done. Really good job, and intriguing. This is a exciting space, as you know. Couple style things. If you can speak a little more slowly and clearly. Your English is perfect, but the accent is different than mine. So I do have a little trouble understanding some of the things you're saying. That's my fault, not yours, but it's a reality, right? So maybe work on your diction and speak even more clearly, enunciate so that I can tell some of the words apart. That's just the fact of that's the Zoom world we live in, right? I like that you led with numbers. You said a lot of good things. So you can go back and watch it. I liked a lot of it, but the couple of things. He ended with an ask, which is good. He converted rupees into dollars, which is good because I was just writing that down. He only talked about rupees, but then he said it in $2,000. So that was good. So that's not a complaint. But for the rest of you, make sure you do that, because I was judging a pitch thing a week or two ago, and it was also in India, and they started talking about lakhs and crore, and I don't even know what that meant, right? Again, my fault, not theirs. There's a billion people in India, right? That's a legit thing. It's just that I don't know. And if you want to impress me, you got to speak my language. So, so 1 million viewers from nothing is very impressive. The AI kind of all this is very cool. So a couple things. So you didn't say anything about competition. That's the big thing that's a wide open thing. Everybody's trying to do this right now. So what makes you different? I would want to hear. And I really think this is my big one. You need some examples, because you talked about a bunch of stuff, but I still don't really know what you do. Like, I mean, I get the theory of it, but it would be great. Like you said, medical, and you mentioned medical a couple of times. And that was one of the phrases I didn't quite catch. There's a medical digital product. Well, what is it? Is it a checklist? Is it a PDF? Is it a video? Like, what is it? I don't know. So specifics will bring this to life. Give me some, and it's true for everybody again. Ketan did a great job, but everybody, the specifics, we don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not talking to him, I'm talking to all of you. We don't know what you're talking about. You hear today, we hear pitches of all kinds of stuff. I have no idea what you're going to say when the microphone turns on, right? So you give me some specifics. You know, we work with farmers and we make their grass grow faster so they can feed the pigs and the pigs get fatter. Okay, got it, right? Like just break it down like I'm 7 years old, and that will help everybody. As part of that, I would recommend to you, Ketan, and to everybody, come up with a short sentence. Just like I said, we do this for these people making this kind of money. Here's an example. And just start with that. And then I'll at least know where you're going. It's like, oh, okay. They make retrofitted airplane parts for old spaceships. Okay. And now I at least know what the rest of it is about. You got to give me some context, and that would help a lot. But that's about all I had, man. You did a really nice job, and I hope that's helpful. I'd be excited to hear more about this. I guess the other piece, now that I say that, is the billing model. The who's paying and where. Is it subscription to the influencer?
Yes, it's a subscription.
Okay.
I mentioned MMR. It's multi MRR.
Right, but that's
monthly recurring income.
Yeah, no, I know what that is, of course, but that's a perfect example. You said it fast. Something MMR, and I heard it, but slow down. This much monthly recurring revenue from influencers who pay us an average of $50 each per month, or whatever it is. Like, just tell me, right? So anyway, you get it. So, okay, well, awesome. Well, we'll let you go to bed. You can watch the rest in the chat room, or when you get up in the morning, and check the chat room. A lot of people have comments for you as well. So nice to see you.
Same here.
Okay, so that's our friend Ketan. Okay, so that's how it's done, guys. And there's, no matter what you do, I'm always going to have complaints, right? That's why you came, right? To try to help you get sharper. And this pitch was better than the one he did in July, I think. And also was a different company. So I don't know. He's got a whole new company. These people are hustling, which is cool. All right. So let's move on to, okay, well, here's an easy one. I just saw this pop up. How do I do this? Oh, I got to do it over there. Hold on. I want to show you this question there. This one. Okay, so ASMR makeup and raindrops. Where can we find a list of angels? Well, actually, lists of angels are hard to find because angels are private individuals like me. But what you can find is angel groups, and you can find VC firms. And we actually built something for this. This is one of the things, if you go to startupcouncil.org, you can get on the email. We send a newsletter that's full of new investors several times a week because we built this. startupinvestorsdirectory.com. This is a directory that I built literally for you guys because it's so hard to find early stage investors. So this is what you need, and we built it for you. There's 3,000 plus investors in there, and there's a code there at the bottom. You can try it for free. It's a search engine, basically. So go to startupinvestorsdirectory.com and see what you can find. And the idea is that there are dozens and dozens of categories: sector, stage, industry, geography. You can search by keywords. And here's my best tip. Search on their previous portfolio investments. That's what we're really trying hard to put in this database, is what else have they invested in? So when you go, actually before you go, figure out 3 or 4 other companies that are kind of like you, and then see if you can go find out who invested in them, okay? And that should be listed in there. And we don't have everybody. There's a zillion investors these days. And there's a lot of people that call themselves investors who aren't, right? But we're trying to make this a legit resource for you folks. And you can go and check that out at your convenience. All right. What is the code? Julia says it's on the bottom there. It says I'm trying to read it backwards here. SID launch. There it is. Free trial. SID launch. Okay. And that's a free trial. Okay. Boom. Let's try next. Okay, so let me just see. Kenny says he tried registering, but it wouldn't accept a debit card. I'm sorry, Kenny. I don't know how to fix that. Can you use a credit card? I'm not the tech person here. Oh, it's backwards. This is backwards for you guys? Really? You're seeing all this backwards? I've been doing this for like a year and nobody told me. All right, hold on. Yes, it's backwards. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Oh, you guys are way too polite. Somebody should have told me. All right. Mirror camera. Bang. How's that? Yes? Is that better now? Oh, look at that. Amazing. When technology works, it's awesome. Okay. So, all right, I got to make a deal with you guys. If I do this again, you got to tell me. I had no idea. I can't tell, right? Okay. So there you go. So there's the code. Now you can read it. Excellent. Oh, technology. Crazy. Okay. Will they still invest in basically a competitor? Well, that's a good question. Maybe, right? You never know. It's hard to tell. This is a message from, where'd that go? Come on, you. What's going on here? There we go. Let's talk about that for a minute. Andy says, will they still invest in basically a competitor? Maybe, maybe not. They probably shouldn't. And this is a danger zone for entrepreneurs. This will be in my next book, right? If they have a competitor in their portfolio, they may want to just meet with you to learn your secrets, right? What are you doing? What's different? What can we do? What should our company that's a competitor be building? So you have to be a little careful. But on the other hand, these are people who know the space, and they may give you the benefit of the doubt when they don't know you already. Nobody's going to invest in you unless they trust you and know you and hopefully even like you. So if they've already invested in that sector, you're farther down that path. They may not know you, but they know the business. They know that market, and they may give you a break. And they say, oh, you used to work at that company and you think this is a good idea. Huh. I know a lot about that business because we invested in that other one. This sounds legitimate, and you will get farther, faster. So you're walking on the edge of a knife. It's a very good question, Andy. I don't have the answer. It's going to be different every time. And yes, you should be careful. But this is kind of like when Almajd was saying, he didn't want to put his product out there because people would copy it. What's the alternative, right? You can't make any money in your bedroom, and you can't talk to invest. The people most likely to invest in you are those who have already invested in similar things. So not a good answer, not a clean answer, especially if you're an engineer, perhaps. People always like the clear answer, yes or no. This is a lot of ambiguous territory, to put it nicely. So I don't know, and might be helpful for you. Okay, let's move on back to our backstage. Who is going to be next here? Let's talk. Let's do another pitch. Let's see. Ternard had to go, and Ternard, I'm sorry about that. We don't have. I don't have. There's too many people here to answer your question if you're not here. So, folks, this show runs like 90 minutes at least. Usually, I try before I get so hungry I have to go eat lunch. So, if you want to come, I'm sorry I can't talk to everybody as fast as you'd like, but we'll cover people who are here, of course. Let's go to Julia. Julia, are you still here? Because you wanted to talk about bootstrapping and also how to start fundraising and pitch. So that's kind of a good. Let's do all of those. Well, that might be a lot for you, but let's see if you're up for that. Here comes Julia.
Hey.
Hi, Julia.
Hi.
All right, so let's do your question, and then if that's enough or not enough, you can pitch, or we'll come back to you to pitch, okay? Let's start with your question.
Well, I guess I don't have a very specific, well, no, let's think. I'm starting my fundraising journey. I've been bootstrapping this whole time. It's been 4 years now. And again, I'm meeting investors and stuff who are really interested in me. But I guess I want to know, firstly, is how much to raise? Like, is it based on the expenses? Is it based on how much I value my company? Is it based on someone else who values my company? I guess that's kind of my first question.
Sure. Great. Let's do them one at a time. That's probably enough because we got a lot of people here today. The answer is yes. It's based on all those things.
All those things.
Yeah. Valuation is a difficult thing, especially when you have no revenue or do you have revenue or customers?
I have, yeah. So I have 500 businesses listed on my. It's literally just like our beta website, which is so crazy, and I'm so grateful for that. But we have a new prototype. So our beta website was an event directory page that we just kind of put out there to see if people were interested in it.
Yeah.
Got so much interest in it. So we built 2 demos and prototypes since, and now we're looking to fundraise because we have this huge audience of people who are looking for it. We have 35,400 followers on Instagram, people like Kim Kardashian's balloon stylist who are supporting us. They're like, when are you going to make this? When are you going to make this? I'm like, I'm working on it.
Did you say Kim Kardashian's balloon stylist?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
and
and we've worked with businesses like wine, OC Wholesale Flowers, LA Balloons, who are a lot of people who are interested in what we're doing. And so they're all ready to use the products. It's just we need to have a team to build that product faster. I have a technical lead.
Okay, well, hold on.
Oh yeah,
you
sorry.
can do part of this as your pitch, right? So
Sure.
let's talk about so the question is how much to raise and how do you value the company? Let's just do that to start. And everybody, again, in the chat room, go ahead. You all have ideas about this. Andy just said it's a trade-off. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how much to raise? Well, generally, investors are going to want like 15 or 20% of your company per round. I mean, that's super rough. It depends on a million things. But if you think about doing seed A, B, C, and then hopefully go public, that's like 4 rounds, and you give away 15 or 20% of each. That leaves you as the founders with roughly 20% or so, but of a much bigger pie, right? So that's kind of just rough. Valuation. Early stage software companies, believe it or not, they're always pretty much valued between $2 and $4 million. Why? I don't know. It's just kind of what people do. It's just kind of the reality of the situation. There's so much risk at the early stage that we don't have any idea really what you're going to do. Of course, you're going to make projections and we're going to agree that these estimates seem reasonable, but of course they're just compounded guesses, which really means they're bullshit. So, you're just trying to show that you understand the business. And, if lightning strikes and it takes off, you won't need to raise any more money and you'll be fine. But if it's $3 million and you're going to give, I'm going to keep the numbers easier. Well, 15, 20. Say it's a $4 million and you're going to send 10% of that, $400,000. Okay. Something that's pre-money. It gets fancy with pre-money and post-money. That's mathematics you'll need to learn and figure out. But they generally start around there. Okay. Unless you have a whole bunch of revenue and it's compounding and growing fast, you could justify more.
Yeah.
But the first round, you probably, as the founder, you want to raise as little as possible because you're diluting yourself as little as possible. And that first valuation, again, is going to be kind of made up. And angels are going to want as low as possible because the odds of them having any meaningful stake after 3, 4, or 5 rounds of funding, like say I give you $200,000 for 10%. And then you go series A, B, C, and you turn into a huge company, but my 10% goes so I have like less than 1% probably by the end, my $100,000. If I still own 40%, it would be huge. But now my $100,000 turns into $120,000. Well, after 6 years, I could have done that by putting it in the bank, right? So that it's all these. It's like Andy said, it's all these things at the same time. And I'm literally writing a book about this. So I'll send you one. You can be one of the beta readers.
I love that. Yeah.
But it is complicated. Does that give you the kind of ballpark though?
Yeah, no, it does. It's interesting that you said, what did you say? You said $200,000 for 10%. That was another question I had is how much equity do I give out? So you kind of answered that, right? Like each round is around, you said 15?
Yeah, 15, 20%. Yeah. And there's an important note here. You don't give the equity you have. Like if you have 100% of the shares and then I invest, say for 10%, you now issue more shares. You don't give me your shares. That's why you get diluted. So after several rounds, say if you started with 1 million shares and you own them all, and then you have several rounds of investors, you might have 6 or 8 or 20 million shares issued. You still own your shares. You're creating new ones with each new investor. And that's why you get diluted. The pool gets bigger, but the price goes up.
I see. I guess another question that I have is per raise round, how many investors should I have? Like, I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't have too many because it's hard to like manage all of them. What's a good ballpark number?
Well, the good ballpark number is working backwards from how much money you need and how many people it takes to get it, right? So there's all kinds of theories, and that's honestly why I do this show, Julia, and you've been to some of my workshops too. People talk all kinds of theory, but the fact is, the valuation is what you say it is. It's a haggle. Who knows? You argue about it, and hopefully not violently, but you find something in the middle. Same thing with all these other things. The reality is, there might be some ideal number of investors, but you need the amount of money you need to pay your mortgage and keep building the company. So I don't care if it's 5 or 5,000. If you need that $100,000 and that's the only way you can get it, that's what you're going to do. And nobody says that, but that's the fact. You're going to hustle and make it happen. So so that's the real answer. The practical answer is bigger checks are easier. The easiest part of investors is adding zeros, right? To the check, right? If you have a check for $100, Ooh, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. But that's the easy part. The hard part is talking to all those people. So there's a practical ceiling on the number of people that you want involved, because you got to have lunch with all of them and keep in touch with all of them. And especially if they're friends and family, they're going to be really worried about their money and calling you all the time, and they're going to need their money back because then suddenly they want to buy a house or something, you know? So there's a practical level, which would be, you know, I don't know, 5 or 10, 20 investors at most, because it's just, you're going to have to hire somebody just to manage all your angels, right? Because it's a pain in the butt. So that's the reality.
I see. Okay. These are good. These are good.
Okay.
I'm going to be going to the Tech Coast Venture Network speed networking thing. And I want to say it's like only, it's a short amount of time for each one. And so I want to prepare like my pitch or just like conversation topics that I want to hit in such a short conversation. That you think, like, what topics do you think are most important to communicate in those short conversations?
Well, good news for you, because I will be there. I'm running the founder clinic.
Oh, great.
So I will be there. We can talk about it in person.
Yeah.
But I'm one of the sponsors of that. But to answer your question, there's a video actually on my YouTube channel. I haven't put that up lately. Everybody, please go over to our YouTube channel and join there, because there's one I recorded it. Here it is. It's a short, so it's only like 1 minute. But basically, let me think what I said. I said it more succinctly in this video, but if you only have a short time with an investor, and the literal elevator pitch, like 20 seconds, product, what did I say? I had some clever, seriously, it's better in the video. You should go find the video. But product and growth, product, process, and growth, or something like that. You got to tell us what you're doing. Like I was talking about, who are you? I have no freaking idea. So come up with a one sentence. We do this for these kind of customers. We make money by doing that. Like, tell me. Then give me an example. We do this by doing this for these kind of customers. We make money by doing this. For example, when dentists have this problem, blah, 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 we step in with blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's the product. Then the process, or the progress you've made. So far, we're here. We've done this, 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 this. We have these customers, this is revenue, blah, blah, blah. And then growth. What will attract every investor more than anything else, even if you skip the first two, all you say is, I build a product and it's growing 50% a week. Every investor in the world is going to want to talk to you, because you'll figure it out later, right? Oh my God, right? So anything you have, as you know, we call that traction. Any points you have that point toward you accelerating, like momentum. So growth is good, but growth is better, right? Like, bam, anything you've got that demonstrates momentum and really about product market fit or customer adoption, customer enthusiasm, that's the stuff I would throw in, because the quick version is all you want to do in a speed dating scenario or an elevator pitch is just get a longer discussion. Nobody's going to write a check, right? You just want to have them be interested enough. Say, oh, she seems smart. That was interesting. I wonder about, oh, she didn't say that. Can we have lunch or whatever? Right? That's your goal. You're not going to close anything, even in a pitch competition. It's always getting to the next level.
It's like, tell me later. Tell me more later.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So, all right. Well, we should probably move on here. I hope that's helpful to you. We'll come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice to see you. We'll hopefully come back and get to your pitch as well. And that is our friend Julia Vu. Okay, cool. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're on LinkedIn, please go and follow startupcouncil.org. That's the only way we get paid for this, is building the audience, hoping to help you guys and accelerate everybody. And then, as somebody noticed, I write books, and the new one, hopefully I'll buy the new book. It won't be here soon, but it takes forever to write a book. But I'm looking forward to that, trying to help you guys more. All right, let me just talk about that for a second too. Please go and visit over here, build those mailing lists, help you guys up. And there's a free code there for the National Startups Directory. Okay, let me hit the chat for a second here. I can see a lot of folks here today. It's always the growth. Katan says, yes. Must read book for every entrepreneur. Thank you, Vlad. And James got a long question here. Okay, maybe I can come back to that, James. Let me see. It's kind of long. Trade-offs, yes. I can't believe we had the camera backwards, so thank you all. When this show gets super famous and I'm on real TV, you guys can all say, like, I remember when he used to do this backwards. Let's see. Okay, phew. Oh, you're from Denmark, the Faroe Islands. Cool. Well, you wanted to pitch, right? All right, let's do that one. Oh, and U.S. localization. That's a good one. All right. Let's bring you on. She's still here. Hey there.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Now, that's a remote place. That's someplace I've never been, the Faroe Islands.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about the alarm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to do a pitch, but I'm not sure I'm well prepared right now. So, question like duration, and then I want to know your opinion. Like, what do you think? Because
Great.
currently I'm in Faroe Islands, and it's not easy to get accessible to like venture capitals or like angel investors. Yeah,
For sure.
and mostly the options are from US, but because we are far away, it's hard to meet for lunch or like kind of no with like contact for those like
Yeah.
fundraising activities, right? So
Yeah. So
I'm
how
kind
can I
of
help?
wondering,
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, like, if I send my pitch to those like directories to angel investors, and like, what is the chance of like somebody interested in, or like many people interested in my idea or my company?
Yeah. The
Mm.
chance is pretty much zero.
Yeah, that's what I guess too. Yeah.
But it's not zero. It's something just a little above zero. So yeah, let's talk about that. So that's
Yeah.
again why we built this. Where did I put it? This directory is to give you guys some ammunition, because the trick is, like I said, investors only invest in people. It's ideal if they meet you, but as you said, that's going to be hard for you. So you need to build relationships somehow. And a way to fast forward the relationship is if you have things in common. And that means research. So as I was talking earlier about the 80-20 rule, most entrepreneurs, and I used to do this too, I still do it, frankly, you're in love with your product. So you spend 80% of your time on building the product and thinking about all the features and all this cool stuff. And you spend maybe 20% talking to the customers or thinking about what investors want. Because you just kind of figure, well, we'll build this and it's going to make a bunch of money and they'll have to be interested. It's just not that easy. It's all about research. So that 80-20, I've been calling this the Fox split. Like Pareto, the Pareto law is 80% comes from 20%. 80% of the results come from 20% of the action. I'm talking about just reversing your focus from 80% product and 20% outreach to the reverse. 80% of your time should be focused on investors and customers. Actually, customers first, but since we're talking about investors, and here's why. Find out where they went to school. Find out what they invested in. Find out, go to their website, figure out what the thesis is of that company, of that venture firm. And all of this is public. It just takes work. And these days with AI tools, maybe you can just Google that stuff essentially, or Gemini, the Google tool, right? But find the background so that your email isn't a cold email. And then your hit rate will go way up. If you send me an email that says, here's the emails I get. I'm doing this. Are you interested? How the hell do I know? I don't even know who you are. And I get 400 or 500 emails a day. Delete, right? I'm sorry. It's not because I don't want to. I used to read them all. I just can't. The amount of inbound that investors get is just hard for a non-investor to understand. We just get deluged, especially knuckleheads like me who go out in public and talk about it. We just get so much stuff. That's why when I do calls, I have to book and make you guys pay, because I just can't talk to everybody, right? That's why I broadcast instead. Anyway, that's my problem. But an email that comes in that says something like, hey, I saw you invested in this. I hope that made you money. We're doing something like that, but with this twist, which is better. We're doing it now because something happened. There's a trend or new tech or regulations change. Like you make a logical story that is still only like 3 or 5 sentences. Then I'm like, oh, okay. And it shows me that you took the time, first of all, because emails are cheap, right? Make it so it doesn't look like a spam. Make it sound like I could make money, that you understand what I'm looking for. And then at least the chance goes from, almost 0 to 4%, maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, it is.
I imagine. Yeah.
I had a young woman come on a couple of years ago. I never forget it. And she was in DC, Washington, DC. And she was so disappointed. And she was like, I've been reaching out to investors and nobody would return my calls. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, because she's a smart person. The company was interested. I said, well, how many people did you contact? 4. I was like, well, come on, right? This is not,
Yeah.
it'd be easier to get struck by lightning, so it takes work. And then I also have another one especially for you, actually, which is we have a website. I'll put it in the chat, which we don't talk about much. But again, if you go over here and get on the list, you'll see it. But it's just, I built this for you, actually, startupevents.org. And this is the only calendar in the world that lists only virtual events, only for founders. So it's made for people like you who don't live in San Francisco or Mumbai or London or New York. You can go and meet investors at events virtually. And you can sign up for the newsletter. And we publish events from all over the world, and they're on all different time zones. So you can find the ones that fit you. And a lot of them are super specific, but that's the other way to do this, is meet people and do pitch competitions. And anywhere you can, you show up and be there. If you don't go, you're not going to grow. You got to go. And this newsletter will help you. It's free, entirely free. And maybe you can find some events like this one, and go to places and meet people. And hopefully that'll be helpful too.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, great to meet you.
That's so great. Yeah.
Excellent. Good luck with everything. Hope to see you again. Join our newsletters and everything. And the Faroe Islands, she's our first caller from the Faroe Islands. I'm going to put that on my travel bucket list, I think. All right. So what time is it? 1 o'clock. Okay. So what do we got going here? So that was few. Okay. Sean wanted a pitch. May had a question. Alex had a question. Did Julia? Nataraj had a pitch. Okay. So that's good. All right. Let's do, hey, let's see who's still here. I know sometimes people have to leave. These take a while to do this, right? Okay. Andy. Come on now. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. Okay. Sean, did you want to try pitching? Just nod. I can see you. Is that still a good idea? Let me check with Sean. And in May, Sean, can you give me a thumbs up or something? Are you in? Okay, moving on. Let's see here. May. Where's May? May. There's May. Okay. There's May. Hey, May. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Scott,
Good.
thank you. I actually also try to help a lot of founders, and actually this is one of the questions, many founders here, and then there's a question I heard from the investors is like, I really want to know why it's you, and so I love to hear about, from the comments from you, Scott, maybe just pretty much. That's a really important question, right? Yeah, you love this product, but why you are the person to do this? So
I see. So you, as an investor, what do you think a founder should say to the investor when they get that question?
Yeah.
I see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So yeah, founder market fit, as you phrased it earlier. That's a good question. Okay. So you guys understand, everybody? You can give suggestions here because there's no right answer. The idea is, if you're a founder, what do you say when an investor asks you, why you? So the best ones I've heard in this context are something personal and dramatic. So I remember a pitch we saw. I belong to a group called Tech Coast Angels, which is a very large angel investing group. And I remember when I first joined, there was a pitch, and it was something about 911 emergency call software. And the reason the founder was doing it was because, I forget, someone had passed away because they couldn't get through the emergency call to get the ambulance there fast enough. It's like, wow, okay, this is personal, right? And dramatic. And they had software that would route the calls faster or something like that, right? So personal is a great place to start. That isn't always believable, because now that I say that out loud, like, that's almost too perfect. Maybe they made it up. I don't know. But it got our attention. The classic one, of course, is eBay, right? Do you know the eBay founding story? The eBay story was that Pierre Omidyar, his wife collected Pez dispensers, and then she had a garage full of Pez dispensers, and he's like, how do we get rid of these things? So we'll set up an online marketplace, and there must be other Pez collectors out there. And they set up this marketplace so people could buy and sell used goods, which at the time was a very novel idea, and they turned them into billionaires, right? It turned out later that was made up. Their PR team made that story up, but still a good story, and it sticks with you, right? Because it's relatable. So I would start with those. The others are, a lot of the why you is also the why now. The why now, the confluence, as I mentioned a little while ago, I think is really important. The confluence of some trends, something, demographically is changing, regulations have changed, crypto's coming in, it's affecting payments and fintech, globalization, cross-border stuff. What are the trends that make this now? And of course, AI, right? Why now? And if you can tie your personal credentials to the now, like, I have a PhD in AI from Stanford, and I was at this company, and I saw this market that needed a product, and they wouldn't list to me because they were busy with this other product. So I left to start my own company. That's the kind of pitch we often hear. People are frustrated at larger companies, and they come and say, whatever, General Motors wasn't going to do this, so I'm here to do it myself. And I'd like your help as an investor to realize this dream and solve this problem. Is that the kind of thing you were asking about?
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot about, I think, tell a really convincing story, even though.
Yeah. And that's the thing, actually. I know you work with a lot of founders, so this is, I'll almost say something I've been thinking a lot about. There's a lot of consultants in the market who want people to pay for storytelling. Like, they really want to work on their brand and their storytelling, and that's important. It's important that your pitch has a through line, like it makes sense, A, B, C, D. But way more interesting to us is if you're making money and if you talk to customers. So I have some friends that do this, so I don't want to pick on anybody, but build the business. This isn't nap time, and I'm not 7 years old. The story is not interesting unless it serves the business. So I would focus on May's good question here. Why you? And then I added why now. If that's a story that leads to a business result, I'm interested. If the story, I've seen this also, a 12-minute pitch, and they spend 6 minutes talking about how they grew up on a farm and they wanted to raise better avocados and like, get to the point, right? So the story, that's what I don't like storytelling. If it relates to the business and drives the business purpose that suggests an ROI for me as an investor, then it's a good story. So, all right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. I hope it's helpful. Nice to see you again. Thanks for showing up again. Good to see you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time, I hope. All right. So that was May. And let's see here. Sean, I will turn you on. Are you ready? Yeah, I got to turn you on. I need to know that you're watching. Otherwise, you want to pitch? Sean? Okay. Yes? Raising. Okay, thumbs up. There we go. Okay, here comes Sean. All right,
Yes.
there he is. Hey, Sean. Okay. All right. So we got a couple minutes here. You want to share with us your... I'm good. Why don't you go ahead and pitch?
Yes. I also included my pitch in the chat as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you want to say it too. What do you think?
Oh, whatever you'd prefer. You want me to just talk about? I could look at it in the chat. Yeah, let me go find it. Oh, you're probably...
And if you have any questions about it, please ask away.
Okay, here it is. A Shark Tank type idea? Is that the right one?
Yes, that's correct.
Sean, it's a Shark... Okay. So Sean says, I can't put this one on the screen, but here's what he said, folks. Using a semi-similar blueprint to Shark Tank, I came up with an idea that gives smaller content creators the option of A, to build followers over time, or B, create a pitch to pitch larger creators to give them a reason to sell a predetermined amount. That's very intriguing. That does ring a bell. Yeah, you sent that in advance, didn't you? Maybe we get some more details here as well.
I did.
Yeah, sorry. Got a lot of people here today. Let's see. Okay. This is from the I Know Autism Foundation. Sean sent this in earlier. Okay. A new social concept. Yeah, okay. Once the transaction is complete, similar to how it's the responsibility of businesses to maintain customers, it will be up to the new channel to maintain and keep the bot likes, etc. Interesting. Okay. So I don't, this, you just did the summary version, so I don't have the full picture here, but I guess I would have two ideas. One is I don't exactly know what you're doing, and that can be okay because you want somebody to be interested, right? And ask for more details. What isn't here is what an investor would get out of it. Like, how does it make money? I would want to know more about how many numbers, basically numbers. Investors, we eat numbers. If you don't give us numbers, we starve. So do you have users? How many?
Yeah,
How fast is that growing? All that kind of stuff.
exactly. So first of all, I think it's important that a couple ways that investors will benefit. Firstly, they would have the opportunity to discover a option similar to how investors who invested in YouTube would benefit from it.
Right.
And how investors who invested in Facebook benefit. I haven't done enough hard research on how investors benefited from investing in things like Google or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that they made a huge for those ventures. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. There's a lot of money made in those ventures. Yeah, I think that's what you're going to need next is to have a bunch of numbers. That's what I would do. The idea sounds interesting. One of the challenges is you're building a marketplace where you have people on both the buying and the selling. So you need some of these and then some of these, and they have to alternate. And it's going to take some marketing money or some outreach. So questions that investors are going to ask pretty quickly is what they call CAC, customer acquisition cost. And you're going to want to figure out how you can acquire people, both who are offering the likes and the influencer, and then also people who are buying it, right? And quantifying that is what people are going to need to know whether this is a good business or not. And then if that grows, how fast is it growing? And then eventually, like you said, the opportunity to participate in something large like an IPO that Facebook or Google had. So that's where I think I'd start. And you're breaking up a little. I'm having trouble hearing you, so I'm going to move on. But if you want to put some more comments in the chat room, or we'll see you next time, then we'll do that as well. Thanks for being with us today. That was Sean from Laguna Niguel. Okay, so that leaves us Alex and Nataraj. Let's see who. Let's see. Okay. All right, Alex. You said you got your camera someplace quieter. Let's see. Here in the moment.
Yep. Is the sound okay now? No.
No, you're still in a cafe or something, aren't you?
I'm in the cafe, but I'm inside, not outside. So no cars.
Okay,
just people.
Okay, just people. Okay, well, you want to do a pitch, right? If you're talking, then it drowns them out. So when you're done talking, just mute yourself, and then my voice will be. We should be okay.
Okay, perfect. No slides, right?
No slides. That's right.
Okay, cool.
Where are you geographically?
I'm in Mexico City.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Give me a couple minutes, and then we'll give you some feedback. Go ahead.
All right. So we are a travel company from Mexico City called Biotech. So in the last almost 6 years, we have always been profitable, got over 9,000 customers, and generated a revenue of over 1.5 million US. So during our journey, we saw that there is a problem on the market, that holiday planning and booking is tiring, and that travelers actually want to book a lot online and easier. So that's why what we are doing right now, we are launching in October a new product, which is going to be a dynamic packaging tool that will combine through API over 20,000 multi-day organized tours around the world with flights all around the world. So this will allow users to literally book their vacations in less than 10 minutes while getting the best combination of flights and tours for your destination and dates in economic sense, and making sure everything is of high quality and reliability, because we manually vet all local suppliers. So the revenue we're going to get through markup. We're going to put a markup atop the costs, which we are going to pay through in real time through Stripe. And we're going to get post-booking commissions, which are going to give us about 16% of gross profit margin at the moment, which we're going to improve. And we are sure that we are ready for this, because we have a diverse team of 10 people. 4 of them are developers and 2 advisors. We have a knowledge of the market. We have been there for almost 6 years, and we got positive feedback from our customers. The market is actually huge. The vacation package market is also growing. So 61%, for example, of people who went abroad in UK, for example, they used it as a package tour. And there is a competition, but just one company called Exotica from Spain is doing exactly what we do. It's dynamic packaging for multi-day tours, but they have a limited supply, because they literally have their own supply of about 300 tours in 76 countries, and they just fly from 7 countries in the world. On the contrary, we're going to have over 20,000 tours in over 160 countries and flights all around the world. And we are looking for seed angel investments of 250K with 5 million post money cap on safe right now. And looking forward to connecting with potential investors and also receiving the feedback from you guys.
Excellent. That was great. I'm done. No, that was really, really good. Just for everybody else that's watching, did you hear how many numbers he used? Numbers. That's what we want to hear. I wrote them all down. 6 years of business, 9,000 customers, $1.5 million in revenue to date, 20,000 tours on their database, 16% gross margin, 10 people working for the company, 60% of UK travelers do something else I lost track of. He had a specific ask, 250K at a $5 million valuation. That's what investors want to hear, especially because he has real numbers, right? They're not all zeros. I know if you're brand new, then they're all zeros. It's hard to make an equation out of zeros, but that is what we would need to hear, because that's a business. It's not just an idea. It's not just a product. It's not a bunch of features that you put together on your dining room table. It's a business. So good job. I thought that was very good. So I don't have a lot of critiques, but obviously we're here to help. So what I would suggest, some things that I would suggest to add were, it wasn't clear to me what market you were in. So as it emerged, it sounded like you're global, but you say you're in Mexico City. You don't sound Mexican, so I have to gather you're from somewhere else. So I don't know, and you can tell me now, or you can just, for next time, I think you should just say it. We're serving the United States, or we're serving the world, or we're only serving Mexico City. I don't know, because that's critical to us, right? Because I don't know, unless you tell me. What you didn't do, which I thought actually was good, you didn't bother with TAM, SAM, SOM analysis, because everybody knows that travel is a huge business. A lot of people get stuck on total addressable market, serviceable addressable market, serviceable obtainable market. Those are common acronyms that you'll see in a lot of blog advice about how to pitch startups. And it's important if it's a business that nobody knows. But everybody knows that travel is freaking huge. It would be interesting if you had some more specifically about package tours, but then you did. You tossed some of that in. So good job. Competition is definitely the thing here. The number one thing I would say, the analysis of Exotica was very helpful. And I know that company. Actually, I've looked at that company, not as an investor. I mean, as a customer, right? They're looking for cool things to do in foreign countries. It's super cool. but so many people have tried this. What I didn't hear was why you, like we're talking about with me, why you, why now? And yes, you can maybe beat them, but why not Expedia or Travelocity or whoever, one of the airlines, whatever, one of the travel companies, that makes this urgent and important, and that you're the one to do it. That's the piece you're missing. Everything else was great. I mean, it would definitely, like, if you were here pitching us, I would definitely be interested in having another conversation because they have revenue. This is what I'm telling everybody, right? I've been saying this all day. Traction is what gets our attention. And I don't think I actually heard much about growth. You might have said it. I was writing the other things down. So it'd be nice to know what the ramp was on some of those numbers. But having numbers at all is such a relief because it gives me some idea how big you are. Because again, everybody who's listening to this, we don't know how big you are. Unless you say you have 10 people, I don't know. Unless you say you're marketing to Mexico or not Mexico, I don't know. So you got to tell us the stuff that's totally obvious to you, and then the ask 250 on 5 million. If you're running this long and you've raised that much money, that sounds small. Like, I would want to know, why are you raising money? And why not more? And you don't have to answer that now. It's up to you. But that's okay if you didn't say it, because it leads to the question. And the question is what you want, which is the further discussion. So maybe that's deliberate, but that's a pretty small amount of money given your track record. And that also leads to my other question is, you didn't say anything about financing history. I presume, but I don't know. You were bootstrapped, or maybe you said that, but if there are other people involved or et cetera, right? So again, that could be a second level conversation in a 2-minute pitch. It's hard to cover everything. I thought you did a great job. But I hope some of that helpful to you. I hope. Yeah. Okay, good. Thumbs up. Okay. So check in the chat room as well. I think some people have ideas for you as well, I think, but Alex, let me just see here. Anything quick? Okay, wonderful pitch. Keep it up. Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So those are some other things. But other folks, if you have suggestions for Alex, please let him know. And Alex, I'll tell all of you this actually. This is the kind of company, I think. I mean, I don't know, Alex, but it sounds good. This is the kind of company people want to invest in. Oh, that's a big one, actually. I missed one. And this goes back to Few's question about localization. Where is the country domiciled, right? And actually, I do want to know that. Can you unmute for a second? Is this a Mexican company? Is it a U.S. company?
Legally, we are a U.S. company, but we also have an operational company here in Mexico because most of the team is actually based in Mexico.
Okay,
but we are raising as a U.S. company,
okay.
And our main market is U.S. and we are targeting initially a global upper middle class English speaking market,
Sure.
North America and Europe.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So that was easy to add, right? The reason I asked for the rest of you, including Few, if you're a non-U.S. company, U.S. investors, at least angels, are probably not going to be interested. Just full stop. Because and it's not personal. Like, you can tell, my books are in languages all over the world. I do this to help people in other countries, but I can't invest in other countries very easily because the tax laws are so favorable to U.S. investments that I can't really put money in Nigeria or France or the Philippines because I can't really get it back without taking a huge haircut, meaning a reduction. So if you are thinking about selling to the U.S. market or raising money from U.S. investors, do like Alex did here and set up a company in the United States. And if you're going to do that, it needs to be the U.S. state of Delaware, a C corporation. That's a type of legal entity that the venture capital industry has standardized around. And that's what you want to be, a Delaware C corporation. That'll just make the rest of your life easier when you're raising money. So great stuff. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Alex. Hope you'll join some of our other lists. Go over to startupcouncil.org, list your startup at National Startups Directory. If that's interesting to you, we'll try to help you meet some people. And all the things we're doing are to try to help people like you. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So we're seeing some talented folks today. And I think we have a couple left, and then we're going to, it's 1:30 already. Okay, so let's do, so that was Mr. Alex. Oh, by the way, everybody, if you're watching, go ahead and link to me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to connect with you. I can't keep up with the messages there, but that way we'll see posts from each other, and I'll be happy to, like your posts, and you can like mine, how all that works. But we'll be happy to, collaborate. Okay, what do we got? Nataraj has been waiting very patiently, and he is still here. So we're going to do Nataraj, and here he is. Hi there, Nataraj.
Yeah. Hi, Scott.
Nice to meet you. You said you're in Southern California, right?
Yeah. I'm in Murrieta, near Los Angeles. Yeah.
All right. Have we met? I don't think so.
No. This is the first time that I signed for this event. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to practice your pitch? You said you're in biotech, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Biotech. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead if you'd like to start. We're happy to
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Nataraj Pagadala, founder and CEO of Legrand Bio. Do you know that the interaction between KRAS and RAF1 is responsible for about 20% of all new cancer cases worldwide, with RAF1 being highly expressed in lung cancer, impacting a $40 billion market with 13.4 billion spent annually on lung cancer alone. Traditional treatments have struggled because these cancer-causing proteins were deemed undruggable but we have achieved a breakthrough with our AI-powered trimatrix analyzer platform. This platform offers superior specificity and selectivity compared to existing platforms worldwide. Our molecular glues, LIP10 and LIP11, have shown impressive results, reducing RAF1 levels by 44% and 34% in breast cancer cells, respectively. We are seeking 1 million in initial funding from progress from discovery to in vivo studies. Our aim is to capture 20% of the market, potentially generating around 9 billion by 2044. To facilitate this, we plan to explore acquisition or merger opportunities valued between 5.8 billion to 10.8 billion. So in exchange for your investment, we offer a safe note with 20% or 8% interest. Join us in revolutionizing cancer treatment and making a real difference for millions. Thank you, Nataraj Pagadala, founder and CEO, Legrand Bio.
Excellent. Okay. Well, very nicely done. And a lot of numbers in there. I like it. Good job. Okay. So folks who are listening, if you have suggestions, please put them in the chat room as well. Nataraj is very patiently waiting here, and so I'm sure he'd appreciate your feedback. So fascinating stuff. I'm not a pharma or biotech guy. I know just enough to lose money, and I've done that enough that I don't do it anymore. So I'm not the perfect guy for this, but I'll tell you what I think. It sounds very promising. Obviously, anything that can cure cancer would be fabulous. As you obviously know, but just to tell everybody else, these kind of companies need a lot of capital up front because they have such an investment in research and then trials, and it's life or death stuff, and it takes millions to get anywhere. So they have a very different pitching model than, say, like a SaaS software app, because they have to raise all kinds of money before they can prove anything, right? So, but you did a nice job, Nataraj, of fitting into the traditional template there. So what would I say that would be to help you improve? Well, you spoke pretty quickly, and that's understandable because you're a little nervous, like we always are, right? But just slow down. Like I didn't quite catch it. And most importantly, I didn't catch the key sentence you had at the front. You said something about an interaction between KRAS and something?
Yeah, KRAS and RAF1.
Okay, I don't know what either of those words even means. What's a KRAS or a...
These are the two proteins basically all the biotech companies are working at the moment. Because you see recently the Biotech Therapeutics has developed a inhibitor for KRAS. So KRAS is a protein which where this is highly expressed, and also in breast cancer, lung cancer, in all the cancers, basically 20% of all the cancers. So Mirati Therapeutics recently has developed an inhibitor that can inhibit this protein, membrane protein. So that is the reason why Mirati Therapeutics was acquired by BMS for $4.5 billion in a couple of months back, in the last year.
Right. Okay. So I don't know what that is. So if you're pitching me, you got to explain that, because I didn't have any idea what you said, right? If you're pitching a bunch of biotech people, maybe that's obvious. So you don't need to. I don't. That's you get the point, right? But I think regardless, slower and with a little more context, because there's a lot of people that know more than I do, but that less than you do, and giving them just another 3 sentences. This is the protein that does this, and as you may recall, this is the other protein that does that, and we see a lot of it in breast cancer. And then just unpack it a little, because that will help people keep up with you with the numbers. Anything AI related is hot, and the confluence of AI and healthcare are very cool. Sounds cool. And revolutionizing cancer treatment is certainly an honorable goal. The big hole I saw is you didn't say anything about the team. or who you are or why you're qualified. So this comes back to the thing we're talking about with May. Why you and why now? And I'm guessing the why now has something to do with the AI automating discovery and molecule matching and stuff, right? But then the why you is a big one. You don't need to answer me now, but that's important, right? Because you sound like you know what you're talking about, but I don't know. Are you a PhD? Are you an MD? Do you know, did you stay at a Holiday Inn Express and you're acting like one? I don't know what the, you know, the vibe is. So that would be helpful. And then financing to date, like how have you, is it bootstrapped so far?
It's a bootstrap, yeah. So
Okay.
initially I got an investment as a for the laboratory facilities in San Diego as a convertible note for 1 year. So we are right now working on lung cancer and we are also working on Alzheimer's. And at the same time, we submitted 2 grant applications for National Science Foundation and also National Institute of Health on Alzheimer's for 775K. And we are also approved to submit a 3.5 million grant application in the January phase on ALS, amyloid lateral sclerosis, which is another ALS, neurodegenerative disorder.
Lou
So
Gehrig's disease.
as of now, it's a bootstrap, but we have 2 lead compounds from the breast cancer, and also we have a couple of lead compounds from Alzheimer's, where actually these molecules can regain the memory of dementia patients. If all the studies were done, we hope that these compounds can regain the memory of dementia patients in the advanced stages. So because these are not traditional drug molecules, as I said, these are called as a molecular glues. So molecular glues, right now, if you check it with BMS or Mirati Therapeutics or C4 Therapeutics, Chimera Therapeutics, all these targeted protein degradation companies, they are working on molecular glues. They are developing, especially on molecular glues. And as of now, all the biotech investors from the last couple of years, they switched from inhibitors to degraders. So, and one of the best degrader, is a small molecule called as a molecular glue, where it destroys the proteins in the biological system using the body's own shell, body's own machinery. So that's why degradation is more important than inhibition as of now.
Okay, well, that's more detail than I even understand. You're obviously an educated guy, but well, a little of that in the pitch, just to would help. So sounds like a great opportunity. So I would offer to you, and I meant to tell Alex this as well. I don't know, Alex, if you're still online. That last pitch about the travel industry. I'm part of Tech Coast Angels. I started saying this earlier, and I distracted myself. But Tech Coast Angels is a very large angel investment group here in the United States and the West Coast. And we're based here in Orange County, and we have about 500 members across Southern California. Anyway, we invest in all kinds of stuff. And a bunch of the members are doctors, for example. So they lead due diligence on deals like yours. And then guys like me more talk to people like Alex that are software and e-commerce sort of plays. Okay. So I can't promise anything, but if you go to, it used to be called Tech Coast Angels. Now it's TCA Venture Group. .com, and you could learn about that group. And we're always looking for deals. And you could submit. It's a fairly lengthy application, I'll warn you. But if it looks applicable to you, it sounds like both you and Alex might have some opportunity to talk to us. And also Ketan, I don't know if you're still here. He probably went to bed. But we are looking for high growth opportunities at the early stage that have some traction already. So sorry, everybody else, it's not just idea stage. This is why I keep saying we need customers. You need to talk about customers and traction. But for you, Nataraj or Alex, if you're still here, or Ketan, those are the sort of companies we like to talk to. So you might go to tcaventuregroup.com.
Yeah, I actually, a couple of weeks back, I gave a speed dating pitching in in Irwin, speed, with JJ is a organizer, Okay. So that time I came to know about the Tech Coastal Angels, and also I'm pitching tomorrow in AI Pitch 4s with a presentation of 40 angel investors and also venture capitalists. And also I'm also pitching in Palo Alto with AI Pitch 4s again with in front of life sciences investors.
Great. Well, good for you, Nataraj. Well, then I'm especially glad you're here, because as you know, practice will make a difference. Just practice, and friendly feedback is super valuable. So awesome. Well, nice to meet you. Hope to see you. There's another event that Julia mentioned earlier. Tech Coast Venture Network. It's
Okay.
October 10th or something like that. Well, you're near enough. You should go to the Orange County Startup Council website if
Yeah.
you're not somewhere. They're all on the calendar there. So I'll be at that one myself, actually hosting part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Happy to meet you in person sometime.
Yeah. Thank you for the feedback, Scott. Thanks a lot.
Well,
Thanks.
Julia says it's called Wings. That's right. Wings. Yes, you could Google that. Yes, nice to meet you, Nataraj. Okay, so I think we're about out of time here. There's Nataraj, and then, okay. Okay, let me run back through the chat room and see if there's anything else. I put up, and find me on LinkedIn, everybody, if you'd like. So I put up the URLs there. We're the company's Startup Council, and I'm Scott Fox, author. And I'm happy to connect with any of you. Like I said, I can't, I'm not real good at keeping up with the chat there because I get so many, but happy if we like each other, we'll see each other, in the feeds and stuff, and then we can keep in touch and stuff like that. Oh, Paulina. Okay. So Paulina, I'd happy to have you pitch, but you're in the wrong place. I can't, you can't pitch from there. You gotta follow the instructions and get over to the other room. I'm sorry. And we're kind of out of time. I feel bad because you're the right kind of person. Do we have room backstage? Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. If any of you are done backstage and are going to leave anyway, maybe we can let Paulina back here. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, there's room. That's okay. Thank you, Andy. No, I think, Paulina, you need to go to, where is that it? Somebody just joined. There she is. Okay. Aha. All right. So here we have Paulina.
Hi. I've been trying to get in for a while.
Okay, sorry.
Was too busy in the room.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Fully understandable. It was my mistake.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just quickly give the pitch then, so we don't take much of everyone's time anymore.
Yeah.
So, hi everyone. My name is Paulina, and I'm here to present to you Blobfish AI, the platform that revolutionizes training of sales reps and also call center operators. Sales training industry is over 16 billion in the US, but it's wildly ineffective, unscalable, and also not very personalized as a majority of it. In fact, 85% of all sales trainings that are traditional fail to deliver any results within about 4 months. And this is where we come in as Blobfish. We offer a platform that's based on voice AI that offers personalized, lifelike role play and coaching as well. It allows sales professionals train lifelike sales situations and gain skills and also boost their confidence. And this is the feedback we have heard from our customers as well. We are working now on creating a platform that on the one hand offers companies a chance to set up their personalized personas and scenarios completely independently without our involvement. And on the other hand, we're working to create a coaching experience that feels true and personalized with coaching tools, with actionable insights, and not just simple metrics like some of our competitors are doing. We are the perfect team to do it because we have deep expertise in both AI and also coaching sales teams. This combination offers us the insight into the industry and also the skills needed to create it. We are very young but mighty. In the 4 months of our existence, we have conducted dozens of user interviews. We have rolled out our MVP. We have also already rolled out our B2B MVP, which is a platform, just not a scalable version of it. We have also signed our first client, got our 3,000 annual recurring revenue, and we are also discussing with our first client expansion into their parent company. We have been talking to a couple other clients and potential connections with sales coaches as well to distribute through their networks. So we believe that Blobfish AI can be the true door into that scalable, personalized future of sales training. And we're currently raising our pre-seed at 200,000 with a 7 million cap, and
we're doing it in safes. You're doing it in what? Sorry?
Safes.
A safe.
Safe.
Uh-huh.
Safe.
Okay. Well, great. Nicely done. You've done this a couple times, I'm thinking.
A couple, yeah. We've been talking to, we've been doing a bunch of sales calls and also and some angels.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. Well, good job. No, it's very nice.
Also, I had an edge, to be fair. I've heard your feedback to everyone else, so
That's true.
I to kind of tailor things as well, throw in some numbers that we had, but I actually never used them before, so that was very helpful already for me.
Good, good. Yeah, that's one of the things in my new book is investors eat numbers. That's my new catchphrase. Investors eat numbers. If you don't give us numbers, we starve. So anyway, okay, so nice job. So you have a very outgoing, friendly personality. That definitely helps. Your English is my kind of English, so it's easy for me to understand. Great. You speak very clearly. Everybody else, you can't underestimate how difficult it is for us investors. If you guys don't speak up, have a good microphone, and use precise diction, we just can't hear you, right? And that hurts everything. So she's an example who didn't do that. So good job. So company is very interesting. I think that's exciting. The failure of sales training is a known thing for sure. She did a nice job of explaining. I hope everybody noticed right at the beginning, she had a sentence. I tried to write it down where she explained the whole thing, which gave me an idea what was going on. Because like I said, I don't know. I never met her. So what is she going to talk about? Could be anything. So she said something like, we're an AI application that's revolutionizing the training of sales representatives and call centers. Okay. At least now I know you're not biotech. You're not a space company. You're not, agriculture. I don't know. Sounds like you're a software company in the sales space. I may not like that, but at least I know what it is, right? And that's what we need you all to do. Like, give us a chance to understand where you're going before you head off at 60 miles an hour. So that was good. The failure of sales training, you explained it well. The role play, coaching sales team through AI, threw on some other nice numbers. They've been at it 4 months. That gives me a sense of how old this is. Dozens of interviews. Oh, good. They're talking to customers. Nice. That's good. About 3,000 in revenues. I wasn't clear whether that was one time. I think you said recurring, but whatever, you could be a little clearer about that. But I wrote it down anyway because it's more than zero. Like even $5 is more than zero. And that's what we want to know. Like, does anybody other than you think it's a good idea? Right? Is anybody actually willing to pay for it? Because even people that think it's a good idea may not be willing to pay for it, right? So the fact they have $3,000 of revenues, I'm not sure how, why, what, but it's $3,000. That's a lot more. Mathematically, that's infinitely more than zero. So that's good. Okay, and then pre-seed round, that helps me understand how old you are. As well as a 4 month, 200 on a 7 million safe. Got it. Okay, so really nicely done. Couple things that I would add, again, depending on time. You mentioned the team a little bit. You have a background in coaching sales teams and AI. That's interesting. Coaching sales team is a good skill. The AI is the one that's really hard to find good people for, though. So if you have people with impressive degrees or they worked at some big company, you might just drop those buzzwords in. Same with the sales team coaching too, but it's just the AI is so hot. Like that would help be helpful if you have that. The big one, I guess, well, also sector. I was surprised, and this may just be me or I may have missed it. I was trying to take notes. Usually a company like this would start in a particular sector, like you specialize in gym memberships or cars or healthcare. I don't know what it is, but something. If you have that, I'd be interested to hear because it demonstrates obviously that you have gone to market and talked to somebody and you have there's a reason you chose that, which is good, but it also may be that I have a background in that space and then I'm more interested, right? It gives me a chance to be more interested. If it's in healthcare, well, I'm a doctor. Okay, interesting, right? That kind of thing could help you get more traction. The big one is why you? Even personally, I've seen dozens of companies like this. So you may have $100 billion winner here, but I've seen so many of them at this point that you got to spend some time on that. Like, who else is out there? What are they doing? Why are you better? And it doesn't have to be a lot, but at least you have to acknowledge it. And here's my going into advice mode. I guess this is all advice, but I would say something like, you may have heard pitches like this before. We're confident that we are differentiated. I don't have enough time right now, but we could certainly explain why later. Like, even if you don't have anything else to say, at least say that so that people know you're thinking about it. Because we see a lot of entrepreneurs, especially if they're from industry, like you're from the sales team coaching world. That's the only world you know. Well, we need to know you've thought about this and that you're aware of the rest of the planet, right? So that was your biggest hole. And that's your biggest risk, I would say, just as your new friend, as an investor. There are lots of companies like this, and you probably know this. So telling one from another is dangerous. So 2 thoughts for you. One is, the traditional VC, angel VC route may be what you're doing, and that's totally cool. That suggests that you're building toward a company that's going to be large enough to take public or get bought or something like that, right? Meaning that you're going to go from 0 to hopefully 100 million or more in revenue. Companies like this may be scalable like that because the AI is going to do all the work. Awesome. But just as likely to me might be it ends up that you end up specializing in, I don't know, automotive sales, let's say, or some specific market, and it's really good, but it only grows to 20 million a year or something. Like it isn't big enough to really be a VC-backed company, but there are other investors who would be fine with that, right? Or you might be able to give them a share of revenue or something, right? And what VCs are dismissed as a lifestyle business, like that's not good enough, can still be a lovely business for you as the founders, right? If you're only doing 10 million a year in revenue and 8 million of that's profit, that's a pretty good life. You don't need to money and turn into Google, right? So I would be thinking as founders, which of these paths are we doing? Because it's kind of a different set of events, a different club of people.
Definitely. And in that regard, I actually have a question. So we have thought about it. We want it to be obviously big, kind of venture backed. And we have thought of some exit strategies that could potentially bring a lot of money. We have thought of companies, how we could connect with them as well. Some of them we might have some personal connection to as well. So would that, talking about how we're thinking and where we'd like it to go and how we see the end of it bringing money to investors, would that help within a pitch?
It would, but that I think is the wrong solution. The right solution is to not have the meeting with the people that aren't going to do what you want to do, right? So I wouldn't put all that in the pitch because investors will think, well, they don't really know what they're doing. They haven't decided. And you're early enough, it's okay, right? I mean, you can practice, but I'm saying like if you got up to 3 years in and, and a bunch of money in, you got to kind of choose a lane, right? Yeah. And then I would be avoiding one set of those meetings, right? We are doing this and then put that version in the pitch. Don't put both versions in the pitch and try to talk to everybody because they'll think you don't know what you're doing. Or maybe you have two pitches and you talk, right? To these guys we're going this way and these guys are going this way. Until you figure it out, it's fair. I mean, you don't know, right? If you could tell the future, you'd already be rich, right? So, does that answer your question? Yeah, I think that's a good strategy. So, all right, well, there you go. Ketan is still awake in India. He says, wonderful pitch. Bravo.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up here, but it's nice. I'm glad you made it on camera. Happy to see you again. Hope we'll see you more. And like I said, you would also qualify perhaps with 3,000 might be a little light, but you could get there. techhostangels.com would be, you could check.
Application in the process.
Okay. All right, great. All right, well, nice to meet you, Paulina. Where are you? Did you tell me? You're in Delaware, right?
No, the company is in Delaware. I live in London.
You're in London. Oh, okay. So
so the other co-founder, he lives in the States. The company's incorporated in the States, but I work from London.
Oh, okay.
So it's close to 10.
Yeah. All right. Not too bad. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Hope to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
All right. That was our new friend, Paulina. Another interesting company. Pretty high quality portfolio today. I wish we could, one of these days I'm going to we'll put some money behind this. We'll start investing in people. That would be super cool, but not today. Okay. Okay, Ketan, I see your message there. Yeah, you can. Let's send me an email. We're happy to follow up on that. Okay, so let me just run through the chat, see if there's anything else I can help anybody with. And then I'm going to go eat lunch, and some of you are going to go to bed, and the rest of you can just go back to work. So let's see here. Interested in this. Okay. And services marketplace. Okay, so many of you guys are connecting here. That's good. Good. Okay, I don't see anything on fire here. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for patents. Okay. Yeah, annual fees. Oh, those are good points. Who are we talking about with patents? That was early on in the evening. I don't know. You can find them in the replay. Yeah, so by the way, the replay is available and you can all watch it. And I think I agree with Kenny. Kenny says he's got to go to the next meeting. And I think I probably do too. And it looks like everybody else is just being helpful here. So nothing on fire. And hope to see you next time. I do this once a month to answer Ademiliui. Sheena. Wow. At Emilio. Okay. Yeah, we once a month is the idea. I didn't do last month because it was August and I was out with my kids on vacation. But I think it's third Tuesday of every month has been our plan. And you can watch the replays. If you thought this was useful, you can go back and watch the replays. There's dozens and dozens of this on YouTube. And you could watch the old ones. And it's basically a free venture MBA if you wanted to watch them all. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate your time and your attention. And I hope it's helpful to you. Please like and subscribe and tell your friends and join these mailing lists over here, startupcouncil.org. We built it for you. We want to help. And I hope I'll see you next time. Thank you all for being here. And oh, by the way, I'm going to post this when we're done. Please like and subscribe and comment. The comments really drive things. Just say, loved it or hated it, whatever. You don't like my haircut. I don't care, whatever. But the comments really help. And that's how this whole thing works, the social media world. All right. So good to see you all. Thanks for being here. Until next time, I'm Scott Fox. I'm the CEO of the Startup Council and wishing all the best to you and your startup. Thanks.